Hello and welcome back to another guide for Botania. Today we'll be going over how to make Terrasteel and all the different things it can be used for. So without further ado, let's just hop right into it. To make Terrasteel, you'll need the Terrasteel Agglomeration plate. To craft that, you need 3 lapis, 1 mana steel, rune of water, earth, mana, air, and fire in this order. And this will give you your plate. Now the plate alone isn't the only thing you need to make Terrasteel. You have to place it on a certain area. So if I pick this up and go right behind me, you can see I have this little 3x3 area with 5 living rock in an X and 4 lapis blocks filling out the areas. Take this and then you place your agglomeration plate down, and now you can start making Terrasteel. Terrasteel will use half a mana pool worth of mana, but mana spreaders will take a long time to transfer that. So if you want to make it quicker, you'll need a better way to transfer mana. That better way to transfer mana is sparks. So to craft that, you need a gold nugget, 2 blaze powder, and 2 mystical petals of any color. But in my test, they do have to match. Some mod packs might override that where they can just be any, but if you're using just base Botania, they do need to be the same. And that will give you 1 spark. You'll need at least 2 of these to work. And I'll show you exactly how that happens. Let me take my spark, I'll go over here to this mana pool right here, and then I will right click. As you can see, now we have this little spark floating above it. If I go to my Terrasteel plate, right click that, and now I have a spark there. If I take my wand of the forest and function mode and right click, you can see this little line that shows that they're connected. So any mana in here can be used by this item. Now this doesn't limit just to 2. If I take this other one and come over to this mana pool, it also gets placed. If I right click again, you can see that it's now connected to those 2. But it doesn't show that those 2 are connected. They are. When you use the function mode on a spark, it only shows ones they're connected with, not ones that others. All sparks connect to each other. So it is a nice way to just have a bunch of mana pools set up other places that can power your Terrasteel agglomeration plate. This doesn't work for everything though, such as I have a mana spreader going to my brewery here. If I right click with my spark, it doesn't place. So let me show you exactly how Terrasteel is made. Now that we have our mana set up, if you take a Terrasteel Ingot, a mana pearl, and a mana diamond, okay, let me pick all these up. And let me toss them back down and walk away. You can see all of this magical stuff happening. You can also see the sparks providing mana. So it will do some fancy stuff, turn blue to green, and now you have your Terrasteel. One thing to note is that when your Terrasteel is completed, it will just be floating there, like any other item, so if you take too long, it can despawn. That has happened to me numerous times, just to be safe and you don't waste a diamond and ender pearl, and an iron ingot, and the mana, and well, more importantly, half a pool's worth of mana. That takes a while to refill no matter what method you're using. So now you have your Terrasteel. Let's now go over everything it can be used for that you can make up to this point. The Terra Blade is made with 2 Terrasteel ingots and a living wood twig. Now if I take this and let's inspect it, it does the same amount of damage as a diamond sword. But it has higher durability than diamond and can be repaired with mana. But more importantly, you don't really need a bow anymore. What I mean by that is if I left click, it shoots lasers. Well, when you have a full swing available. Now, this isn't a laser. This is similar to just a beam of mana, and it does 7 points of damage, just like the sword does. But it can be used over a range. Let me show you exactly how it works. So I'm currently in this little obsidian area with a bunch of zombies, a creeper, and a spider. So as you can see, if I swing, it is doing damage. Now if I got iron from that. So now if I step back and I left click, I am doing damage. This only hurts a single target, so you do need to keep an eye on that. Case such as I was aiming for this zombie, but it hit that one. Ooh, like see? The hitbox is a little weird, I will admit. But again, it's a ranged attack on a sword. You don't even have to switch weapons, pull back for a bow or anything. And it will do increased damage, just like a sword, if it has sharpness. So this actually isn't a bad weapon to have. I would recommend it. The Terra Truncator is made with 4 Terrasteel Ingots, 2 living wood twigs, and a block of glowstone. And what this can do is this can fall trees in a single swing. Not really, but again, it can cut down any tree by only having to cut down 1 block. So let me take it off the wall here and let me go into survival. So we have your standard oak tree here. If I just left click with this, the whole tree will come down. But if I hold shift, you can see the little light indicator on the axe goes off. This means I can cut a single block. But if it's on, I can cut down a whole tree. Now let's try it on a nice big dark oak. And the tree is gone. Lastly, we have a nice tall jungle sapling. Jungle tree, and there it goes. You can also see on the bottom, during all that, my mana did go down. Oop. So if you want to do this a lot, this will really eat through your mana. Unless your band of mana can hold more mana. If you take a band of mana or band of aura with the Terrasteel Ingot in your crafting inventory, you can make the greater form of each band. Now the greater band of mana will hold twice as much mana as the previous one, and the greater band of aura will passively generate twice as much mana as the previous one. So these are nice upgrades to have, especially when you have tools and items that will consume more mana, so it's nice to have some more on you. The Rod of Terra Firma is made with a Rod of the Land, Pasture Seed, Terrasteel Ingot, Rune of Winter, Spring, Summer, and Autumn. This rod can fill up large areas with dirt that you can use to then flatten out terrain for landscaping or building. Let me show you exactly what I mean. So now I come over to this nice big pit that I want to fill in so I can build on top of it. Let me just hold right click, and as you can see, dirt starts building in and closing in. Now it's not uniform, I have no idea why that happens, but it does. But everywhere else it just seems to build in, and you know what, this is fine. I kind of want this little whole area, or I can just continually hold it and keep going, and it is now all filled with dirt. So if you have ravines that need to be filled, or just, actually, you know what, let's go to this little, actually I like that lake, so let's go to this little lake. So if I want to fill this in, hold right click, you can see it gets filled in, but along with the one over there. So this does have a range, about an 18 block range to it, again, since I was flying. Yep, this rod has an 18 block range, so if you have to do areas larger than that, you might have to move around. And as you can see down below on my band of mana, I am using a greater band of mana. I had a fresh one, and it has used a good chunk of it. So keep that in mind. If you have to fill up large areas, it will eat through the mana. The mana mirror is an alternative way to store mana. To make it, you need a mana tablet, living wood twig, mana pearl, living rock, and a Terrasteel Ingot. So what this does is it can link to a pool of mana. And instead of using such as a mana tablet, band of mana, greater band of mana, it will use the mana pool's storage of mana instead. So let me go to my little mana pool here. I'll shift right click, and it is now bound. So as long as this pool has mana in it, it will show up on my mirror. And as my mirror goes down, that means this pool of mana is decreasing in mana. It will go up if, for instance, I have mana feeding into it. So it's a nice way to monitor your mana pools if you have a bunch of them set up and you want to know exactly how much they have. The Terra Shatterer is a digging tool like no other. To craft it, you need 4 Terrasteel Ingots, 1 mana tablet, and 2 living wood twigs. Now if I take this off the wall and I inspect it in my inventory, you can see that is a D rank Terra Shatterer. To increase the rank, you need to put mana into it. So let me go back over to my mana pools. And if I toss this in, it will absorb mana and it will fill up. So put it in for a few seconds. And if I remember correctly to actually have it set correctly, my Terra Shatterer will absorb mana. And it's been going for a little bit. Let's see how much it has. You can see that it's already went from D to C, and it's already going from C to B. Now, D rank starts off just like a normal diamond pickaxe that has durability associated with mana. I showed you to level it up, you need to throw it into a mana pool and it will go up. But the amount of mana you need goes up significantly. To go from D to C, you just need to put it in for a couple seconds. From C to B, you need a whole mana pool worth of mana. And it just goes up exponentially there. To going from A to S tier, you need 10 mana pools worth of mana. And then you can go from S to double S. So you're going to need a lot of mana. But there is a good thing about going up in mana. And let me show you that right now. Currently I am underground and I have 1 Terra Shatterer for each level. So if I take the normal one and just left click with it, it digs a single block. Now if I take the C rank one and I left click, it's not that much faster. But if I right click with it, it comes with a special ability. Now if I left click, it digs extra. So instead of digging 1 block, it digs 3. But one thing to note, it does use mana, not from your banded mana, but from the pool it has in the Terra Shatterer itself. So the more you use this, the more mana it takes. But again, that's one of the reasons why you need significantly more to fill up the next one. But as you can see, I started off with already a little bit missing and not much of it is still missing. So the digging part is not what consumes mana. Just having it in this right click mode consumes mana. So I'll have that going while we go through the others. The B rank, if I activate this and dig, it digs in a 3x3 area. A rank, if I could remember that, digs a 5x5 area. The S rank does a 7x7 area. And you can probably guess where this is going. The double S rank does a 9x9 area. But again, it's not centered on where you're looking. You can still continue to walk, but it does a lot other space. So I'm just gonna, let's just get digging. Let's see what this does. I'll fill this in later if I need to. And we have a nice, pretty large area with a lot of resources fallen. Now let's take a look. I've done a lot. It's barely noticeable to decrease. But if I go to this one, again, barely noticeable to decrease. But it is draining. You can see my band of mana still hasn't decreased at all. Because again, the reason why they need mana tablets is because it uses the interior mana. But if, for instance, I have this on, put in my inventory, and I go AFK for like a couple hours, it will probably use up mana. So keep that in mind and don't waste mana. Terrasteel Armor is better than Diamond Armor. To craft it, you'll need the Mana Steel version of whatever armor piece you would want, 3 Terrasteel Ingots, 2 Living Wood Twigs, and 1 Rune of the Seasons, depending on what piece you would want. The helmet would need the Rune of Spring, the chest needs the Rune of Summer, the legs need a Rune of Autumn, and the boots will need a Rune of Winter. The helmet provides 3 armor points, the chest provides 8 armor points, Legs provide 6 armor points, and the boots provide 3 armor points. Each piece has 3 armor toughness and can be repaired with mana. And when you're wearing a full set of Terrasteel Armor, rods and tools, mana usage will decrease by 20%. It will also passively generate mana, just like the Band of Aura. And you can regen health even when you're not full on food. Also, in my opinion, it's some of the best looking armor I've seen in Minecraft. It looks nice, it looks clean, and I'm a big fan of green, so honestly, in any mod pack I play, if Botania is in it, I 100% have a suit of Terrasteel Armor. If you can enchant this, it is some of the best armor you can get. The Thorn Chakram is a thorny bouncy boomerang. To craft it, you need a Terrasteel Ingot surrounded by 8 vines, and this will give you 2 of them. They are also stackable up to 6. So let me show you exactly how they work. So I'm currently in my little obsidian bunker with some zombie friends right here. So I mean by this is a thorny bouncy boomerang is if you right click with it, you will throw it and it will bounce around. It will bounce around for about 3 seconds, I'd say. And it would do 11 points of damage with everything it hits. And again, it bounces off of walls. See, there's a zombie, let's throw it to that group. There goes a couple more zombies, that one's gone. They're just all taking damage. So if you're in enclosed spaces like this, you can just throw them around. And after 3 seconds, they come back. If you're in survival, such as I'm currently in creative, it's actually a fairly good weapon. Because again, it magically comes back as long as, you know, you're around, I guess. Because like you see, that one took a little while to get back. But that's probably just because it got caught in this area. Oh, this is a nice... It's kind of hard to aim, especially with the bouncing. But it's a fun weapon to use, I will admit. Now you have all you need to continue your journey through Botania. That is all here for you today. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe for some more Minecraft guides and the occasional other video. But thank you all for watching and have a good day. Bye.